100 minutes of street racing in sunny Southern California. The bravest drivers and the most famous automotive brands are ready to prove themselves in battle. This week on IMSA, The Road to Racing, teams and drivers in the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship take to the streets of Long Beach, California for the Bubba Burger Sports Car Grand Prix of Long Beach. So, fasten your seatbelts because it's time to go sports car racing. Carved out between downtown buildings and the warm, sandy beach is a racetrack. For 1 week every year, the city streets of Long Beach, California are filled not with automotive traffic, but instead the roaring engines and high speeds of the best sports car racing in the world. Known as the Monaco Grand Prix of North America, the streets of Long Beach showcases fast, close, and dramatic racing every spring. IndyCar racers have been playing in the streets since 2009 and share their race weekend with the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, who have been racing in Long Beach since 1990. Over the long 44-year history of the Streets of Long Beach event, there have been 6 configuration changes to the track. Today, the racetrack is measured at 1.9 miles long, twisting through the downtown streets of Long Beach. With the beach just minutes away from the racetrack, DPIs and GT Le Mans cars roar down Shoreline Boulevard and around the historic fountain in Turn 2. As palm trees blow in the sea breeze, racing at Long Beach sometimes feels and looks like a movie. And the action on track is always dramatic. As the third race of the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, the narrow city streets penalize every single mistake. For 100 minutes of racing, drivers and teams must be perfect on the streets of Long Beach. Now let's take a look at some news from the IMSA paddock. Of the 38 drivers registered this weekend in California, 14 have won at least once on the streets of Long Beach. Oliver Gavin leads the count among active drivers with 5 Long Beach victories, winning the last 2 years with the number 4 Chevrolet Corvette alongside Tommy Milner. The pair also won together at Long Beach in 2012. Both Juan Pablo Montoya and Helio Castroneves have IndyCar race victories in the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach. Montoya, who will share the number 6 Acura with Dane Cameron, won here in 1999. Castroneves, driver of the number 7 Acura DPI, won the IndyCar race here at Long Beach in 2001. Other multi-time sports car winners at Long Beach include driver of the number 10 Konica Minolta Cadillac, Jordan Taylor, with 3 victories in 2015, 16, and 17. Jan Magnussen from Corvette with 2 race wins, 2008 and 2014. Dirk Mueller of Ford Chip Ganassi Racing has 2 wins, 2008 and 2011. Magnussen is the active driver with the most IMSA pole positions at Long Beach with 3 to his credit, 2008, 2014, and 2017. Corvette Racing is the winningest IMSA team with 7 victories at Long Beach. The 2008 victory was the team's 99th in IMSA competition. Largely driven by the 7 victories of Corvette Racing, Chevrolet is the winningest IMSA manufacturer at Long Beach with 9 total wins. Porsche is right behind in second place with 8 victories in IMSA competition. During the 1950s, Harley Earl was working in Hollywood building special cars for movies, until he received a call from Detroit, Michigan to create the first American sports car. From his hands came the Chevrolet Corvette. To date, Chevy and Corvette have more wins on the streets of Long Beach than any other car. Oliver Gavin and Tommy Milner share the number 4 Corvette and are 2 of the team's biggest stars.
Oh, it's amazing. You know, this is frantic. It's fraught around here. You know you got to execute. And we did. You know, Corvette Racing done an amazing job today. Great pit stop. It's our 20th season. This is our first victory. It's amazing just to get it here. This is a back-to-back victory also for Tommy and I. You know, and it was also my 50th win with Corvette Racing. So I mean, there's a lot of a lot of things that's going on here today, but Tommy just drove brilliantly today. I mean, had a hearts and a mouths there at that very, very last corner, had a bit of an issue, but he got it through the corner and got it over the line, and I'm just so thrilled.
Yeah, I mean, the race at the end there was really, really tough. The track was getting so many marbles offline, and you could see it I got by the 1-4 just because he ran just a little bit too far wide and lost all the grip, and that's what happened to me in the last corner there, the last lap. I scared myself and I think my entire team there, but it all worked out. The car was really, really good. We spent a lot of time looking at data this weekend and talking to us as drivers, trying to figure out what the best line is in some spots, and it all paid off. There was something, we definitely have some sort of magic here in some way. We've been close the last 3 years in a row here of getting wins, but now 2 in a row. And then most of all, getting 50 for this guy right here has been a huge part of my career here at Corvette Racing is pretty special.
Hey, I'm Ryan Briscoe from Ford Chip Ganassi Racing, driving the number 67 Ford GT, and this is a lap of Long Beach. So here we are on the front stretch. It's the straightaway, but it's a big long bend around to the left, up to top gear, 6th gear. Really heavy braking down here into turn 1. Some bumps, you can't go over the line over there. 2nd gear corner. Accelerate out of here down into the fountain, down to 1st gear. Really tight, you use the inside curve a bit. 1st, 2nd gear, use a bit of inside curve here. You just, threading the needle through the walls through here. Big curb use through 5. Got a little bit loose that lap. That was all 2nd gear. Up to 4th gear here. You do some late braking down to 2nd gear. Really apex at the wall there. Turn 6. Got a very wide track. 2nd, 3rd gear. Back down to 2nd gear for turn 8. Coasted in. Look for a good exit to put you down the straightaway here towards turn 9, where the braking is actually quite tricky. There are some bumps in the road here, so 3rd gear corner from 5th down to 3rd. Roll the speed. Here it's just all trying to maintain the mid-corner speed. Down to 1st gear for the last hairpin. And here we are back on the front stretch. And that is my lap of Long Beach.
We go from 36 hours of Florida racing, 12 hours at Sebring, to 100 minutes here on the street course in Long Beach. 2 classes this week. We've got the DPI prototypes and the GTLM cars. You see one behind me here, BMW M8.
Now it's time to check in with Jeff Carter as he updates us on everything going on behind the scenes in IMSA's technical departments.
In the DPI category, we've made a change to the Acura. We've given it slightly more power. We've given more power to the Nissan, slightly more power to the Mazda, and no power to the Cadillac. The Cadillac, because of its good performance at Sebring, we put 10 kilograms on. That car is as heavy as it's ever been at 960 kilos. Naturally, when you give more power, you need to give more fuel. Because of the new methodology with the math, applying the sensitivities, the Ford GT, we took about 5.5 kilowatts of power out. That's a small amount of boost, so their boost has been reduced. In addition to the Porsche had 10 kilos taken out. It's interesting because the Porsche actually won the race in Sebring, but based on the performance metrics, they were at the back of the performance window, so that earned them 10 kilos off. It's a great example to learn. Moving forward, you'll see those small changes in both of those classes here in Long Beach on a 100-minute street race.
As the member of IMSA Race Control responsible for all communication with marshals and stewards out on the racetrack, Joanne Jensen is a critical part of every single IMSA race weekend.
I get to work with the marshals who are volunteers who travel to our races. Their job is to observe the cars, communicate what they see, and let me know what's going on. At the same time, they communicate with the drivers through the use of flags and hand signals. They are stationed on the racetrack, clear of the course in a safe position, but they're right out there. They get to watch the cars, hear the cars, feel the cars, smell the cars. They see things that we cannot see in race control. because we watch the races on television screens. There are several of us in race control. All of us rely on their information to get us started. Our communications and flagging protocols are highly evolved, very specialized, to meet the needs of our race director and also of our drivers. My job is to assure that we have a sufficient number of marshals, that they are well trained, and they have all the tools in their kit to do exactly the right thing for us at any given time. I talk to the marshals. We all report to our race director, and our race director makes all the decisions about the safety, the continuation, all of the activities that go along in racing.
The third stop for teams and competitors on the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship is the Bubba Burger Sports Car Grand Prix of Long Beach. After winning the Motul Pole Award in qualifying the day before, Elio Castroneves of Acura Team Penske leads the field of DPIs and GT Le Mans cars to the green flag. Castroneves in the number 7 Acura gets a great jump on the start as he pulls away from Felipe Nasr in the number 31 Cadillac, Tristan Nunez in the number 77 Mazda, and Jordan Taylor in the number 10 Cadillac, while Castroneves' Acura Team Penske teammate in the number 6 Acura rounds out the top 5 on the first lap. Unfortunately, the race in California would end early for the number 10 Cadillac from Konica Minolta Wayne Taylor Racing after Renger van der Zande made heavy contact with the wall in turn 9 after locking up the brakes. The Cadillac was unable to continue, and the Dutch racing driver limped the car back to pit lane after entering the weekend tied for the championship point lead. Racing in GT Le Mans on the streets of Long Beach is some of the best on-track action of the year. The lead 5 cars here in GT Le Mans had been involved in an extremely close race for the last several laps. With 43 minutes remaining, Earl Bamber in the number 912 Porsche gets a huge run out of the final corner and is able to take the lead away from Dirk Muller in the Ford GT. The field screams down the long front straightaway, but the Porsche is too fast for the Ford to keep up with. As the pack works through the left-hander turn 1, the bright yellow Corvettes are swarming the third-place Porsche of Patrick Pilet. Jan Magnussen in the number 3 Corvette and Tommy Milner in the number 4 Corvette keep the fight to crack the top 3 alive as they make their way towards the back half of the racetrack. With less than 5 minutes remaining in the race, Philippe Albuquerque in the number 5 Mustang sampling Cadillac is going as fast as he can to hold off the pole-winning number 7 Acura, now being driven by Ricky Taylor. Albuquerque does exactly what he needs to as he hits his marks and stays out in front. Taylor is doing everything he can to find a way around Albuquerque and knows that he has only a few laps remaining in the race. Behind the 2 leaders, but not close enough to catch them, is Dane Cameron, Ricky Taylor's teammate, in 3rd. The number 77 Mazda, driven by Oliver Jarvis, is in 4th, and the JDC Miller Motorsports Cadillac, number 84, driven by Steven Simpson, runs in 5th. Taylor and Albuquerque have history after getting together in the final moments of the 2017 Rolex 24 at Daytona, a race that Ricky Taylor ended up winning with his brother Jordan. On the final lap, the DPI leaders of Albuquerque and Taylor catch GT Le Mans traffic, and Taylor has one final chance to steal the race win. But this time, the victory goes to Albuquerque and Joao Barbosa. Taylor and Castroneves finish in 2nd, while their Acura Team Penske teammates Dane Cameron and Juan Pablo Montoya come home in 3rd. The race in GT Le Mans was not finished yet, however, with Earl Bamber, who started the race in 2nd position, solidly out in front on the final lap. The race was behind him for 2nd position in GT Le Mans. Holding on to 2nd barely was the number 66 Ford GT of Dirk Muller, with the number 3 Corvette of Magnussen right behind him. Knowing that the checkered flag was waving, the 2 raced intensely to beat the other one to the finish line, knowing that 2nd place and the championship points that come along with it are crucial. But as the pair came out of turn number 8 on the final lap, Mueller's Ford GT suddenly slowed, leaving Magnussen nowhere to escape. The 2 made contact that resulted in Mueller slamming into the outside wall and not finishing the race, and the number 3 Corvette sustained heavy damage to the front nose. The 2 Corvettes completed the podium behind the 912 Porsche of Vanthoor and Bamber, who would win the race. IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship standings. DPI class. LMP2 class. GT Le Mans, GT Daytona,
The car doesn't know it's a female driver in it, and we're going to prove that.
It's entirely possible. I know we have the team, the car, the manufacturer, the talent, the partners behind it to do that.
Being an all-female lineup is history-making. It's newsworthy.
My goal for 2019 is to win the championship. It's pure and simple.
A massive crowd is on hand. Everybody sensing something special.
And Catherine Legg, they take the 6 hours of the Glen.
Jackie Heinricher, who put this whole thing together, was a lady that I was helping and I was coaching. She said, I'm gonna get a massive multinational company behind it. We explored the idea and we went down that road. We discussed who we would have, and I said, listen, the only way this is gonna happen is if it's not a gimmick. Basically, we have to be taken seriously, and if we're gonna be taken seriously, we have to have the best female drivers in the world.
It was my vision years ago to bring this together. I had this idea to find or engage in a partner that would see the value of supporting athletes at this level.
And she never gave up on this dream, and she had that in mind, and she made it happen. So it's pretty amazing.
And they do it at one of the most challenging racetracks on the circuit. Christina Nielsen, they win at Road America.
Having a company like Caterpillar share your values and want to represent what you stand for as well is a pretty big deal. When you mention that company, everyone knows who they are. That's how you know that it's a big one to be a part of.
Of course, I'm a girl, but I'm always considering myself as a race car driver, and my job is to be the quickest in the race car.
To support women in this sport, I think is a really remarkable thing.
We are very fortunate to be in the position that we have Jackie behind us, Caterpillar behind us, and Shank behind us.
Mike Shank found a way. Acura NSX wins here in California at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca.
It started back in mid-Ohio of 2018 when Jackie Heinricher, who put the deal together, came to me and said, this is my vision and this is what I've been trying to do and put together for a couple years. Are you interested in being a part of it? And having Catherine Legg on my team for 2 years kind of prepared me well for it, I think.
Being that I've been driving with Mike, and there's nobody who wants to win more in the paddock.
And, he knows how to win races. A deal like this always has a bit of added attention and thereby pressure.
I put it on myself. We need to perform for our sponsors, for our manufacturer and Acura and NSX brand.
I think we've probably put together the best team that we could have, with a great partner and a great team behind it.
I believe that we can be a top 5 team consistently.
What we all want to be is drivers first and females second. And I think at the end of the day, we're part of something much bigger, because in the end, we always say that the car can't tell the difference once the driver sits behind the wheel.
And right into the camera. Sprint race or endurance race?
Sprint race.
Endurance race.
Sprint.
Endurance race.
Sprint. Anything less than 12 hours.
Endurance race.
Both. You can have a beer in both places, but I go for beach.
Beach. Beach. Mountains.
Mountains.
Beach.
Beach.
Mountains.
Dogs, for sure. Don't bring a cat.
Cats. Way easier. More independent.
Dogs.
Always dogs. Except for kittens.
Dogs.
Dogs.
Cats.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Sebring.
Sebring. Daytona.
Sebring.
Sebring.
Probably Daytona. Sebring is really nice, but you don't get a watch there.
It's too difficult. Come on. Burgers.
Tacos.
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 Burgers.
No pizzas?
Burgers.
Tacos all day.
Both?
I'm an open wheel guy, so I gotta go down.
Down. Helmet visor down.
Don't care.
Half crack. All the way up. Down.
Visor up.
Up.
Helmet visor up.
Up all the time. It's too hot.
Depends on the occasion. I like a suit and tie, but probably jeans and t-shirt.
Suit and a bow tie.
Shorts, t-shirt, and flip-flops. That's me.
Jeans and a t-shirt for sure.
Oh, I'm a Penske now. Suit and tie.
Jeans and a t-shirt.
I would love to say suit and tie, but it's gonna be jeans and t-shirt.
Sausage or bacon? Bacon.
Man, these are tough.
That's impossible, I'm sorry.
Half a sausage, half a rasher of bacon.
Well, I'm German, so sausage.
Pepsi, absolutely no Coke.
Coke. I don't like it either.
Neither one.
Diet Coke.
Red Bull.
Coke.
Coke.
Again, the beer. Why there's no beer on the list?
Who calls anybody anymore?
Text.
WhatsApp.
Text.
Call.
Text.
Text.
Depends who.
Oh yeah, book? No. I think I've read 2 or 3 books in my life.
Movie.
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 Book.
Movie.
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 Book.
As in the ball that you kick with your foot or the ball that you throw?
Football. Football.
Tennis?
Football.
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 Soccer, 100%.
Oh, I'm American football.
Night Daytona is a lot of fun.
Night Daytona.
Night Daytona.
Morning Daytona.
Night Daytona.
Day Daytona.
Night. It's faster.
Night Daytona.
Night Daytona.
Day Daytona.
Night Daytona is fun, but you can only win Daytona in the day.
Road course.
Street course. For some reason, I go well.
Street course. Street course. Let's get it on.
Street course. Road course.
Road course.
Road course.
Street course.
Street course.
Road course.
Street course.
Road course.
Street course.
Street course.
Probably road course.
A street course, I like.
Road, definitely. Street courses are for taxis.
It's a very different dynamically to Daytona and Sebring. Here it's going to be elbows out immediately. Go for it. Be aggressive.
It's going to be all about execution. These drivers, they got to go out and nail it. 100 minutes, you got to make sure everything is perfect as it can be.
With only 1 hour and 40 minutes on the clock, take a deep breath now because this may be the very last time you get to do that.
Let's go. The Bubba Burger Sports Car Grand Prix of Long Beach. Look at that Mazda.
Pretty wide into the brake zone. This is where it funnels. It's going to get tight.
And they bash. They bash again. Here comes the Konica Minolta Cadillac. We talked about the aggressive nature of this 100-minute sprint, AJ. We're seeing it early. Elio looks super strong there in the top speed, but that Cadillac puts the power down so well. Elio was slow. What happened? Yeah, just shut down on him. Montoya slows a little bit. Jordan goes with him. The yellow must have been out. So from this point forward, you're still under caution until you get to the next corner. So that's the reason for the penalty. This has been a perfect weekend so far. We'll see if it carries on that way. And they do have a loose right front tire that is so Pippo Durrani. We did not get the right front tight. Here come the Corvettes. They're ready to gang up on the Porsches as well. And this is helping Dirk Mueller in the Ford GT skip away. Oh, problems here for the Konica Minolta car. It's over. This week has just not been good for this group. The Porsche gets a run and he takes the lead.
Calvin, it's not over yet.
Banging fenders.
It's not over yet. Dirk Mueller still got the inside into turn 1 here. They're going to lean on each other.
There's no love lost between these two teams, by the way, either. And Dirk Mueller will win this time around. Wow. But the Corvettes, don't discount them either. Jan Magnussen is in the mix with Tommy Milner. And I tell you what, this Ford comes to life the lighter it gets, so as he burns fuel away, when it's on empty tanks, the car has pace. This is going to be close. Remember, when Jarvis comes out, he's going to be on cold tires. The Acuras will be on the attack. But watch this, Pile gets in the back. I thought Jan was gone down the escape where he just keeps it together. Just superb driving by Jan Magnussen. Corvette hits the Acura of Ricky Taylor. That was close. Will Owen, nose first, into the tyre barrier. Dane Cameron is closing in on these leaders in these last few laps. Ricky Taylor has done a super job making up that ground lost. They'll be coming to the white flag this time by.
White flag is in the air for round 3 of the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, and it is going to be Philippe Albuquerque. He's planned, he's schemed, he's weaving left and right, but he will take the Bubba Burger Sports Car Grand Prix at Long Beach. Coming down to the final lap, less than 2 miles. Magnussen looks to the inside. Mueller tries to protect, he's reacting though. Oh, he turns him! Jan Magnussen into the back of Dirk Mueller and crunches that Ford GT. There is always a dramatic end to this race. Earl Bamber drives to the checkered flag to win the GTLM class.
I love IMSA racing. I love calling these.
The third weekend of IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship Racing is now in the books, and teams look forward as they head from the west coast of the United States back to the Midwest and the state of Ohio. The Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course is one of the country's oldest racetracks and will play host to the 4th weekend of racing in 2019. Be sure to join us in Ohio on the next episode of IMSA, The Road to Racing.